samen. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What the
What a
fuck?
start. What a start.
Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of TRQ. This is episode 64, so let's go ahead down order and introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I'm Methods from the Cycraft Tower.
Hey, it's me, Enemy again.
It's me, Raph, the same as always.
Hi, it's Micro or Spock, either one, doesn't matter.
I'm Raid from the Duct server.
Do you mean the
And
drug
yeah.
server?
Oh,
Yes,
God
Drug
damn it.
server.
Anyways, so this is season 2, and during this we have a few new hosts. Not all of the old hosts are going to be able to make it 24/7, 2 of which stopped playing Minecraft mostly. Cough cough Niels WOUT. But yeah, we're holding together what we have left and inviting new hosts. Seems like it's going to be relatively fun time. Lots has changed since the last episode. So, yeah. I guess to kind of catch up, we're going to talk about what is technical Minecraft. Woohoo! We've totally done that like 3 other episodes.
Redoing all the episodes for the win.
Yeah, so a brief little rehash of what is technical Minecraft. I guess we're going to start with, I don't know, what is technical Minecraft? What do you guys think?
I think technical Minecraft starts from like very first time you automate, let's say, like your first furnace array, like in game really, where you realize you can do much stuff so much more efficient and so much faster from
Yeah.
like until the end, the crazy stuff we do, like Quarry tech and all kinds of stuff. I mean, the range is very far from technical Minecraft in my eyes. It's not only like the hardcore stuff.
Yeah. A lot of
Yep.
players do like to say, like, oh, technical Minecraft is only the hardcore players, and I strongly disagree. Like, if it's only the hardcore players, then what is technical Minecraft? By that definition, I'm not even technical.
I think it's the mindset to try to desire to understand how the game works and make contraptions that are better because of your understanding of how the game works.
Mm-hmm. But what would differentiate someone who's good at Redstone with a technical player?
Well, technical player isn't like doesn't stop at Redstone, you know. Like,
Yeah.
comes down to all kinds of stuff like how certain growth mechanics for like melons or pumpkin. That's not necessarily Redstone, you know. But
I think Redstoners are definitely technical players, but Redstone like is only like a little part of technical Minecraft actually.
Yeah.
Like it's way bigger. It's like it's not
It's
only
just a tool.
Redstone, it's game behaviors, it's game mechanics, stuff you find out on the go and you learn from. You start very small like everyone else does. You start with like probably maybe a Mambo video. You do your first door and you're like, oh my god, it's amazing, like the 3x3 door that closes and you're super happy. You start like maybe making your own stuff and you start realizing like what's actually all possible, and that actually never stops. Like we are still like inventing new stuff after 6 years. The range is extremely big.
What
stuff
Well,
you
the
can
game
do.
changes a lot.
That too, yeah.
What amazes
Literally.
me, just like last week, a mechanic that hasn't changed for like 2 years, people keep understanding it better and manage to make even faster flying machines now, even though the thing
Oh, yeah.
hasn't changed in the last 3 years or so, something like that.
Yeah.
Just of like better understanding over time and figuring out how stuff works in detail.
My add to that would be constant improvement of our understanding in game mechanics and using that expanded knowledge to make more efficient stuff or automate stuff we couldn't automate before.
But
Yeah,
the good
that's the
thing about
other-
that is that a small discovery can actually completely destroy everything we already knew about the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Just
And the
take a
awesome
lot
thing
of
is like
examples.
someone else discovers maybe something. He just discovers something. It might not be the most awesome thing, and someone else can build up on it. Like that's the awesome thing about the community. I
That's
think
exactly what happens. Yep.
people share their stuff, and maybe we show some elevator, and a few days later, TT actually shows it in blocks faster,
Yeah.
and that's just something you don't get anywhere else, basically.
I guess that's also kind of similar to at least what I was hoping would happen with the ore generator. I saw a comment in Mango's comment section saying, "Hey,
The
this
troll
exists."
comment. Oh my
Yeah.
god. No.
A guy
And
literally means
everyone
trolling.
looked at it and said like, nah, that's a troll. His name was something with trolling. No one
Yeah,
believed it.
troll face
And we said like
avatar, I think as well.
3-4 times. We said like someone should actually go in MC Edit and just place a bunch of stone and repopulate the area and check what happens.
Apparently
No one
nobody
really
did
did it.
that.
Yeah,
And
no one
then
did it. I said it multiple times. And, oh, everyone was too lazy to do it.
and then Ground and I
Yeah.
were just one night talking in Discord, and I saw that
Actually,
comment.
right.
Then I just tested it immediately, and I was like, "Crap, it works! We have to throw something together fast." Because I thought Psycraft was working on the design already, and I wanted to be the first person to come up with one. Basically, what I was hoping would happen was I'm not good at slimestone, so I would just throw together something, explain how it works, and then hope other people would build it up. But
And the
that
thing
never
is,
really
to me,
happened.
it seemed like that's sometimes copying the same chunk over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes when we tried a bunch around with it, and sometimes it generated the same chunk in a row over and over again. And if someone could figure out like, hey, in this chunk you have a big pocket of diamonds, and you can figure out where exactly that thing is gonna be, I probably would do it, man. Like 500 times 8 diamond, or why not for the fun?
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially since it's AFKable, even though it's
Yeah.
at the expense of your
But I
world
guess no
size.
one really figured out if there's like something in the population that you can exploit.
Yeah.
I think something that also, like in my perception, changed since like the last time we did an episode is how people work together more. In my opinion, like for example, lately there's been some iron farm tech or even with the ore generator. Like everyone is talking to each other, everyone is sharing ideas, and like even it's not as much anymore. Like I want this, so I won't show you this or that, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of people like, oh, I like iron farms. You like iron farms too. I'll show you what I have. You show me what you have, and make better stuff together. And I
Yeah.
think that's very awesome.
Mm-hmm. Also, another thing that has changed, hashtag shameless plug, is that there's now a technical Minecraft Discord, TMC. I'll link it in the description, but I'm fairly certain pretty much everybody listening will already be a part of it. Who knows, maybe not. But it's basically the Discord where all of the technical Minecraft players kind of just gather, share ideas, talk, and ask questions.
Send memes, which is important as well.
Oh yes, send memes, definitely. What was that? So yeah, that's the technical Minecraft community Discord. That'll be linked in the description, as I said, and you can check that out in your free time. But so, is everyone else satisfied with what is technical Minecraft? Should we maybe wrap that up before we continue on with the news?
Well, we have talked about differentiating just technical Minecrafters and advanced technical Minecrafters.
Uh-huh.
You know, technical Minecraft is a guy, for example, copying a design from Il Mango into his world, and an advanced one is saying, "Hey, this maybe isn't fast enough. Maybe I want it. Maybe I want to make a perimeter for it."
Yeah, but that's probably something that comes over time. I mean, I'm pretty sure my first build was copied by someone.
Yeah.
So, and then of course, yeah,
Yeah,
some people only
obviously.
copy stuff, but I mean, you can never know. At some point, they maybe start doing their own stuff. Or there's a lot of people that, for example, build the base of someone's farm and then do their own item collections and stuff like that, you know, and sorting systems and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I think like technical Minecraft overall is just such a big subject that involves so much of the game. It's basically, yeah, it comes with survival, because survival is how do you survive? You make it as easy as possible to yourself. And I mean, everything leads to it basically, because after you did all the standard stuff, you defeated the dragon, you built your houses and stuff, and yeah, then there's not a whole lot more to do, to be honest. And
Yeah.
what are you
Besides, like
gonna
maybe
do?
building a village or
and
something.
then you start exploring that you can automate almost everything, which
Yeah.
can really be super interesting and waste all of your time. So that's technical Minecraft.
It's just like a huge continuous list of progression that basically
Yeah,
like never really ends.
exactly.
Somehow.
Progress faster, build farms to get materials to build farms.
So I guess let's just finish this off finally.
Exactly.
One by one, I guess we're just going to go through. What would you think is your definition of a technical Minecrafter, starting from top to bottom?
My definition of a technical Minecraft:
Mm-hmm.
someone that automates his stuff.
Yeah, I'd say that's decently fine. Enemy, what would you think?
And yeah, I think that the desire to learn more about the game and how it works, like part of a technical Minecraft, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's the person who uses the mechanics of the game to their advantage, basically, to automate stuff.
I mean, I'd say that's pretty much about the same. Honestly, it comes down to like whether somebody actually has the intent to learn, even if they're not very good to begin with or don't even understand how anything works. As long as they have the intent to be technical in what they do, then I'd say that a technical Minecrafter is just someone who has the intent to make their world work for them, basically, as opposed to working for their world.
Well,
That's
in my
well said.
opinion, is just feeding the endless loop of technical Minecraft, producing more to produce more bigger farms and bigger, and just continuing that loop.
Well worded. Let the world work for you and not you working for the world.
I think we should quickly also make the point that all this is even possible because like the mechanics of Minecraft are very easy at first glance, right? But
Yeah.
there's so much depth to them, right? There's so much you can figure out about stuff, like, oh, look at the piston, you can push a block with it, and oh, a sticky piston, you can pull it as well, right?
Yeah.
But it's on first glance it's very simple, but the stuff you can do with it, giving it 1 tick pulse, 0 tick pulses, all this different kind of
If you
stuff, and
blow up
obviously the combination with
If you
everything
blow
else.
up at the head of a piston and then do whatever weird shit, like it could break a bedrock block. Like what?
And that's why I don't want to start this discussion now, but I kind of feel is lacking in the PE version, you know.
Definitely, yeah.
That you don't have all this depth that allows you to do all this interesting stuff with the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite sad that as the development team doesn't see, or in my opinion they don't see it, because if they would implement it and make the mechanics with more depth in mind.
Yeah. I guess
Well, no, the problem with that is the age group that Mojang wants to like
actually play PE and stuff.
Yeah. If you take, how many people do you know that are in their 20s
I think there was
and
mainly
play games in
limitations
their
of
phones?
smartphones.
I
So
They
mean,
were-
that's why.
games on smartphones or tablets are mostly for the kids usually, because it's
Exactly.
because when they're older they'll probably want either a console or a computer.
When it's a computer, they'll probably be like us. That's why they should leave it. That's why you shouldn't make PE something exactly like Java, to be a more simple game, easier to understand.
In all reality, the Java edition of Minecraft is rather simple to understand on a service level, but once you dive in, it's really complex.
If you want it complex, it's complex. But I mean, you can always play on a normal level.
Yeah.
But if you want to dig down, you can explore this game forever. I mean, like
Like
I
I
said earlier, we still find new stuff still after 6 years.
Yep.
Like stuff that was even always possible, nothing that like got implemented last snapshot or anything. So I mean, the depth is insane of the game. And if you want to, like, the only limit is your own mind, your own creativity, building wise and even Redstone wise and technical Minecraft wise.
And the interesting thing is also, as well as like, it's still new stuff that we come up with, right? It's not like, oh, we built the 18 millionth iteration of a mob farm, right? At the moment we're working on something, and
completely nuts.
That's like no one has done it in that scale at all, and like I don't think it's even comparable to what people did before, because it's just so much more extreme.
Like,
And-
isn't the current record for a mob farm like 300k?
No, I'm not talking about mob farms anymore.
Oh. Oh, you're talking about like something else. Okay.
So something completely new. I don't want to spoil it just yet.
Oh, I know
But,
what you're talking about.
It's absolutely nuts.
So,
Been there halfway anyway.
Normally we would have a feedback segment here, but since like a year has passed since the last episode, we're just skipping over that.
Just gonna ignore the comments.
Yep.
Thank you, Yero, for writing that wall of text. I didn't read it, nor do I intend to read it.
All right. So I guess following up real quick is the Better Together update. That happened basically since we last recorded, and that's been pretty huge within the Minecraft community in general. Basically, what that is just all the satellite versions of Minecraft besides Java Edition and PS4 can all play together without any issue at all. So you can play on Windows 10 Edition with Pocket Edition with Xbox 360. Oh wait, no, sorry, Xbox One. Yeah,
And
pretty
the
much.
Nintendo Switch, right?
Yeah, the Switch even.
Wii
yes,
U,
I
I
own-
think.
I think that's like, I mean, to me it's not very interesting because I don't play the Bedrock Edition or how it's called now. But from a technical standpoint, I don't think there's any game that like is all that cross-platform where you can play on Xbox and your phone and all of that. So I think that's a first, right?
Yeah, I think for the most part that's like the most heavily implemented cross-platform game.
Yep. Some
Definitely-
games have
definitely
like
the most
clients
successful
for the
one.
smartphone and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they sold 400 million copies.
Yep.
I'm not kidding, it's like that.
400
I mean,
million.
there was this really old game. Well, it's not that old. It's like 5-6 years old, maybe a bit older. That you could play on PC and on Xbox together. But yeah, I don't know of any game that like does Nintendo and Xbox and
Well,
anything
Sony,
else.
Microsoft, and like just PC all
Microphone.
have Rocket League that can play together cross-platform.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
But I think this is the most platforms a game has had that can play together, unless I'm wrong.
well, Nintendo is a pretty big check mark because Nintendo.
Yeah. They love their proprietariness.
Yeah, like the DSs, they used to have like proprietary connectors that they changed on every version, and that's so exasperating.
Now we have USB-C on the freaking Switch.
Yay! Happy for
Um,
standards.
I don't really think there's anything
I
else
guess
to
the
cover.
Better Together update is really the only thing we can hope for, is that more people are gonna switch to Java Edition because they get interested in technical Minecraft and find out that the Better Together update is really not what you want for.
Oh, and the
everything
and
technical
the
you do.
Xbox people,
Yeah.
they had quasi connectivity and they got it
Yeah, they
removed.
just removed it. Yeah, big time.
Like, that's so stupid, honestly. Especially
Yeah.
when you're offering people to convert their worlds from their respective versions
Yeah,
into the
and
Bedrock
I
Edition.
had high hopes when Microsoft ordered and announced the Windows 10 edition. I thought like, okay, they're gonna throw 50 devs at it and make it super cool, you know.
They
Like,
have
if they took the Redstone system and tried to emulate it as good as possible in a non-buggy behavior, I would have been super happy with it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would have
same.
taken different behaviors in like zero-tick stuff and all of that. I would have said, okay, man, it's cool. But yeah, since all of that, I mean, a piston takes 6 game ticks to extend, and nothing is really instant.
Oh, and also methods.
So-
Weren't you scammed of your Windows 10 edition copy?
Yes, I gave it a try because someone had a question, I think about a flying machine, and I had nothing to do, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna download it. I have the free copy. I took the code to try to use it and said it was already been used, and yeah, doesn't work.
Nice.
Got ripped off.
So he got scammed off of his free copy of Windows 10 edition.
That's so sad.
By the way, is there any
Yeah.
reason why it has to be Windows 10 other than the Windows 10 has a store?
Nope, there is
Like,
no reason
nope.
it has to
I
be
don't know.
Windows 10. It's
And I
just
have to say,
Microsoft.
as sad as it is, I tried a demo afterwards, and the UI was already horrible.
Ooh.
I don't even want to imagine how that is on a controller.
Oh, yeah. Trust me,
Not at
playing
all.
playing Minecraft on the Switch is painful, especially coming from keyboard and mouse. Like, you move, like, around so terribly slowly. I just can't deal with it. It's nice for,
Playing
like,
with the
playing
Switch is
on...
a pain.
I'd argue...
Controls are horrible.
I would argue not, honestly. Especially with the Pro Controller. But,
It's
well.
a game made for PC,
yeah.
right? And on the
That's like-
phone, maybe with the touchscreen, it's better. I'm not sure. I haven't used it much.
It's like porting Dota over to, like, a console.
I could imagine that the UI on a touchscreen is actually not that bad because you can just touch it, but
The
Yep.
problem
On the
with
PC,
like
it really
the
felt not
inventory
that great.
management on the touchscreen, I didn't have the problem with it, like walking around and stuff. That's like if
Move on.
we're doing GUI events, Can I
Uh-huh.
quickly rant about the launcher? The Java
Oh,
edition.
Sure, let's rant about the launcher.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you guys probably all know that your profiles in the launcher, you have like these furnaces as a picture normally, or
Yep.
grass block, and you can change that picture if you edit your profile,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
Why do you not have all blocks there? Like you have one color
That's
of wool.
what you want to rant about, or what? I thought you had an actual problem, man.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Why
that's
is there not
do like-
every block? Do you want to set like 500 different profiles or what?
let's just add all the concrete.
like I have 40 something versions, right?
40.
Why do you have 40 versions?
Because I started playing a long time ago and I still have all those versions. Like I have like 20
Because
something
he
in
has one
1.8.
per account.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's time to leave some of behind.
Honest question, when was the last time that you've actually went back to a past version to test something?
To test something,
Or just to play around, like, at all?
to play around. I think 4 or 5 days ago I played a custom map in 1.8 or 1.710 I think it was maybe.
But how
Yeah.
frequently do you go to the past to play around?
I frequently time travel. No, no, like every once in a while, like when I'm a bit bored of the normal survival grind or whatever, I play a custom
Yeah.
map, something like that. I mean, I know the modded stuff is all in older versions because stuff changed, right? The PvP guys are all 1.8 still. The TNT cannon guys are all in 1.7. I mean,
Yeah, then basically that 1.8 emulated.
I mean,
Mm.
I know that not everyone is like gonna use all these pictures, but why don't you just like have all the blocks you have in your game in there? Like
I don't have a
But-
candle in this
I mean
funeral.
I don't necessarily need like all the sandstone blocks because they look all the same if you're on low resolution, but like 60 different colors. That's I thought.
Is there a bug report for that? We could link in the TRQ description,
I'm
so we
not
might
sure.
change
I'm
the
not
word so
sure.
enemy can sleep. Because there will be all pictures in Minecraft in the profile tab.
I don't have a candle in this funeral really because I use a different launcher, but in my launcher you can just add some icons to a folder and they will just show up.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Hashtag multi
Let's
MC.
move
I mean,
on.
I know that this is a very high level rant, you know. I have no illusions about that.
Your enemy.
But
It wouldn't be
when you add
something
the
simple.
options
I
to
mean,
change it, why
yeah.
don't you have like different colors? That's what I'm wondering.
As opposed to just, like, different textures, basically.
I mean, you have the white wool. Why not have the black wool and the red one and the other ones?
Yeah. I mean, I
not the
guess.
different sandstone types.
Yeah, because like I have a very high resolution display, but if you have a low resolution display, it might be hard to tell the different sandstones apart.
But, like,
I mean-
that's such a nitpick that, like, really.
That's
Yeah,
like
like most
professional
people gonna have the
ranting, man.
furnace there, and
Doesn't rant about some actual problems or anything. No, it's pictures in the profile.
But, I mean, if you're going to include part of a set, why not include the whole set?
it feels half finished.
Well,
Not sure
anyways.
if you can.
how many
if
how
you
many
can't open crash
iterations of
reports,
the how many iterations of the launchers have we had?
well, it's at version 2.0.1003.
Yeah, but like
I think he means, like,
how many
incredibly,
different versions of the launcher we've had? There was the original before 1.5, I remember.
Yep, original before 1.5, there was one that lasted until, like, 1.8?
Yeah, then we
1.9, I
renamed it.
think?
Yeah.
And then there's a new one. So that's, like,
Mhm.
4.
New one came with 1.9 or 10 or something. The old one was the 1.8 was the old one.
So we had, like, the alpha beta era launcher, I think. We also had the full release launcher that was basically a little bit similar to the original one. But
Oh, and then
slightly
at
different
some
in
point they
ways.
made a launcher that you don't need Java for anymore.
Yeah,
That was before the new launcher as well.
that was
Why
like
are we
1.6.
still talking about the Minecraft launcher?
You don't,
I don't
yeah,
know.
It's not that
The
you
game
don't
is not
need
move on to
interesting
the
enough.
Java.
We
next
need to
point.
talk about the launcher.
It's
Damn
not
it,
that.
enemy.
It's not that you don't need Java for it. It's just that they bundle their own Java on Windows because Windows.
Yeah. Should we move along to the next subject?
Yes, please.
Alright. Minecon Earth.
Wow.
What?
Ah, great idea. Great idea. 10 out of 10.
Great idea, 10 out of 10. Let's replace a fucking 2 or 3 day convention with a 90-minute live stream that you don't even get a cape for it.
Okay, so
Great.
mind if I rant about this for a little?
Yes.
Let's get
So-
to the real rants, yes.
So I am incredibly salty about this. I was planning to go to the next Minecon, no matter what. And then they freaking dropped Minecon Earth on me, and I'm like,
But now
okay,
you can
wow.
go to a Minecon near your living location. Isn't it awesome? That's like made by
Okay.
completely someone random, and you meet no one. That's gonna be epic. And you can
God
still
damn
watch
it.
the 90-minute live stream.
Yay.
I just found it very interesting how they always try to like sell this major nerf to you like a buff.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, this is so awesome, look at this. It's always, there's gonna be tons of Minecon parties all around you and stuff. And like in reality, they like, yeah, there's not gonna be the biggest single game convention in the world anymore.
Yeah,
And
but like...
yeah, now like random advertisers and stuff gonna make Minecon parties and I don't know. That's like major
for fuck's
downgrade.
sake. Yeah, like there's none of the like huge community interaction. Like you're not going to be meeting other people that you look up to. You're not going to be meeting players that you play with. It's just going to be like another lame-o gathering with like a bunch of local kids and then like that one technical person.
Yeah. Then
Have
you
you
watch the
seen
90-minute
United
live stream
States,
together
Canada, that's
on a
it.
small screen, and then everyone goes home.
Are there
okay.
even panels?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
The whole thing is just very unclear and incredibly like indescript, I guess. Like they just took gaming's largest con and then just trashed all over it.
Probably was a
Anyway.
bit expensive to uphold.
Yeah, but it's Microsoft.
I don't think
Hashtag
so. It's too
$2.3
expensive to
billion.
uphold. There was thousands of people actually buying tickets to get in there. Like Minecon tickets were sold out like immediately. I don't think they have a problem with the money there, man. I
Yeah.
highly doubt it. There
Hashtag
was, like,
$2.3
so many
billion.
I know that
Yeah.
like the old Minecons didn't the ticket price didn't cover the cost. I know that.
But like they're being hosted by Microsoft now. Microsoft is in charge. They should be able to pay for this shit.
Maybe Microsoft just doesn't want it. I mean, like I'm sad as well because when I went in 2015, I met so many awesome people, people I played with, people from the community I haven't talked to before but I've known about and so on. And I just had such an awesome time there.
Oh, and the fact that you got to slap Mumbo.
That was not even it. It was like hanging out with Doc and JL and WOUT and yeah,
And that was the Minecon I
Norwegian
was,
stuff.
yeah, that was the Minecon I was supposed to go to, but couldn't last minute. That was
Yeah, I
fun.
was kind of hoping to meet you there as well.
Yeah,
Not
we
really.
can't ever attempt again. I mean, it's kind of sad.
I
Now
mean,
we have
it's
to
not
make
like
our
they
own.
said that it's never going to happen ever again. I hope.
Yeah,
I
of
think.
course.
But it's
but I mean,
unlikely. I mean,
also,
we
it
could
was
make.
always like a huge thingy for all the bigger YouTubers, like Minecraft YouTubers. What are they gonna do now? I mean, it's not like they gonna go on their local Minecraft party, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just all gone.
Let's host the German technical Minecon Earth party methods. Come on.
Get sued by Microsoft, also
No,
for stealing the name.
let's
The
get
rest of your
together.
life, man, you just disappear.
Let's get together and watch the 1.5 hour live stream or whatever it is.
Hey, Enemy, if I get a ticket, can I stay with you?
Sure.
So, I don't think there's really anything else to say about Minecon Earth besides it's shit, it's stupid, it's worst decision ever. Minecon Planet. Yes, we'll use the name Minecon Planet to circumvent the copyright. Yeah, I don't really think there's anything else to talk about there. Well, since we last recorded, was the last episode in 1.9 or 1.10? I don't remember.
I don't
You're
know.
asking real hard questions, Osman.
It was a long time.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if it was 1.9 or it was 1.10 because those came out like basically one after the other.
And nothing really happened in 1.10. We only got the magma block and the polar bears
Yeah,
crossburn update. So
but yes, basically.
Wasn't the
since-
red nether brick also in 1.10?
might have been that too. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, red nether
Was
brick,
it?
bone block as well.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
nether wart block was it 11? Man, I'm so bad at this stuff.
Oh, 10. 10 as well.
Yeah, the blocks are not really so important. I mean, they don't.
Anyway, we had the point here somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been a really long time since last TRQ, and it's been several updates since then.
Yeah, we're now up to
111.
112, and snapshots for 113 are already rolling.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the new snapshots, by the way?
But have you guys noticed that the amount of updates that have happened is like free, and there was almost no content added to the game? Literally. Come on, llamas and polar bears, completely useless, both of them.
Okay, since enemy rented once, I have rent for once too.
Woohoo!
How can you implement the llamas and you do not run into the llama overfeeding bug?
Llama.
Shown by Mango and me, and shown by Nembon
Yama.
and XCOM, I think. It's the one where you breed a llama, and it will, once you have already bred it and it's on cooldown, and it will take another weed, and then it will change your orientation. It will turn you around, and you look in the same direction as the llama, making it super annoying to even breed them at all. And mounting them and everything of that is super bug. How do you implement this mob with this bug existing?
I've actually never done anything related to a llama before.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah,
never
That's
encountered this.
That's what Mango and me thought too when we ran into this bug. No one has done this ever before. No one has actually ever bred one. That's all I'm gonna say to it. Like, because you can't tell me if you breed two of them, it happens.
There's no use for them. Like, freaking horses are better in every single way.
Oh, we can make
I
nice
would,
elevators.
I
with
would
them.
love if llamas
Yes.
just, like they were basically like a turret, so you could ride them, and if
The
you
good
right
thing
click, they
is
would spit.
it's really good that they are. Honestly, it's really good that they are that useless, because remember the horses, they were server-side calculated, and then all the people complained in the laggy servers you can't really ride horses
Oh, yeah.
nor boats, and what's now? They are client-side, so you can't mount them anymore for reliable machines. So that's the use of the llama right there.
I guess, yeah. But do they even have a technical use?
Yeah, 30 block per second elevators.
Those
I
are
mean,
calculated,
sure.
yeah.
Also,
Have to use the llama.
has the 320 block per second elevator been fixed?
Yes, that's got
Oh.
immediately fixed.
Dang it. But
Grumpy Cat's fault.
I guess llama's hitbox sizes could also be used for technical stuff. Like, what is their hitbox size? Is it like slightly bigger than a block and like slightly taller than 3 blocks?
No,
or
it's
something like that?
slightly smaller than a block, and I think 1.8 blocks tall or something like that.
What? I thought they were larger.
No, they're less than a block.
That's weird.
Well,
That
it's
makes
helpful
them
if you
that
want
makes
to
them
sort
really
them from
useful
horses.
because you can mount them and you still have a 1x1.
Oh, I see.
Really nice.
Well, these llamas have one purpose. Polar bears, nothing. Completely useless.
Well,
Can you
actually,
even breed them?
I think so.
Can you even...
No,
How?
not sure.
Did you know that llamas have a strength level?
I did.
What?
Because you guys told me.
The
Yep.
strength of the llama defines the inventory slots, and it also defines something else, and that is if a llama will run away, if a wolf will run away from a llama or not. But it almost never works because it's bugged, so don't worry about it. But I actually put like hundreds of llamas to get a strength 5 llama. So it's like the full inventory size.
Which
Nice.
is like way too hard for a normal person anyway.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then it turned out it doesn't reliably scare wolves away. So we tried to use it for a wolf sorter. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, out of like 20 wolves, it worked once for one of them. Another fun factor is if llamas are supposed to attack wolves, and if they choose to attack a wolf, which always takes forever, then they walk up to it into melee range and spit in his face, and then the wolf kills it. And it takes about 5 llamas to kill one wolf. Just a quick side note. I'm not quite sure which animal in the real world like attacks a predator that has like 10 times more chances to survive, but okay. Just
yeah, and
Minecraft
also
things.
as a ranged attack with the spitting, why does it walk up to like in
Yeah,
your
that's
face?
the first mistake. Why does it walk up into melee range? If it
I
actually
mean, if
started spitting
you-
out from 7 blocks, it could have a chance. Because
If
the
you have
knockback.
a bow, you also don't walk next to the creeper and then start shooting.
But that's just a llama. It's completely bugged.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe Chap walks up to creepers with his bow. Maybe.
Just remember that we had to vote if you wanted llamas or alpacas
Oh yeah.
on
That,
Twitter.
that made the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, another rant
Ironically,
about
complain
useless
pronunciation of
animals.
llama.
Also about useless
Whoa.
animals. Parrots.
Oh yeah.
Oh, parrots.
You
You
can
can
feed
make
them
a
cookies and they
compass
die.
with them. You can make a
I've-
compass with them.
You know what's kind of sad? Like the polar bear and the parrots. I've never seen them in survival so far, and I almost forgot they exist.
Nice.
That's how much impact they had to the game, to the experience.
I actually there was a snow biome in the perimeter.
You
and
accidentally
that's
stumbled
the
up on
only
one.
place I've ever seen a perimeter, or I mean a polar bear. Yeah, that's the only perimeter I've ever seen. No.
Yeah,
That's
but
the only
I
place
mean,
I've ever seen one.
accidentally stumbling over one doesn't really count, I guess. Like, there's really no intention to ever go and get one.
Yeah.
Besides the whole, yeah, I want this animal.
Actually,
then also the implementation,
actually,
you
the
can't
polar
even jump.
bear is kind of useful for pushing mobs in like something kind of like gas sweeping, but smaller.
Yeah, but I don't
and
think it
less
was
powerful.
implemented with intention.
Oh no, it's just a random hitbox size basically.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, the parrot, like, yes, you can have one, but you can't fly with it. You can't even jump up a block with it. You
Yeah.
jump down, it dismounts. I'm not sure. The parrot. But at least
And
dropped like dyed feathers or something. That would have been cool, man.
Can't you like even not breed them because our parent
know what-
complained that if you feed them cookies
No, you
they
cannot
die.
breed them. I think you cannot breed them.
Yeah, one parent
think it would
complained
be-
that if you feed a parrot cookies, it will die. In
Yeah,
real
You
it
don't
life.
need to do
36,000
breed
of us.
parrots. They spawn constantly and
Yeah.
take over the mocap. So don't worry. You will probably destroy your games and corrupt your
There was
chance by
only one
getting so many
snapshot.
parrots.
Yeah,
was only one
they
snapshot.
fixed that.
Ah,
But I
damn
think
it.
I think it would be very cool if they dropped like dyed feathers, and then you could make hats in Minecraft, and you could like have hats with different colors feathers in them, like the pirate hats maybe.
Oh, that's cool. Yar.
Like Team Fortress 2 all up in all up in here.
TF2.
Yeah, what else? I think we had and lost translation since the last TRQ, right?
Yep.
So yeah, in case you didn't know it, you have to look some older videos before anyone
Yeah, it was-
starts crying.
It was definitely fun to play around with translocation, but the one reason I didn't get too much into it was just because if I built stuff in translocation, with translocation, I knew I'd have to tear it down after it gets patched.
Yeah, we just make new perimeters and leave the old stuff there.
Oh, speaking of which, has the quad hut perimeter been like built up back again, or no?
No, we still have redstone, so everyone is lazy. So probably as soon as someone says like, guys, we have like half a double chest left of redstone blocks, then someone probably like overnights it or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Remember
not
when
that-
I remember when we wanted to start building a quarry, and then I go to get our materials, and like, guys, we have like 3 sticky pistons. That was kind of a harsh wake-up call.
How do you even like get yourself down to 3 sticky pistons?
Oh, we
From
use
having-
them a lot.
Yeah, but like from having
yeah,
that much redstone.
Sidecraft,
We
the
have
server,
quite some
the server
piston
that
bolts.
builds a quarry that needs like 40,000 observers to get observers.
40k only. Oh.
I mean the old quarry that we showed in the server tour actually.
The first one.
The nether quarry, yeah. That one used, I think, 7k observers or
Yeah,
something
I
like
think
that.
almost 8. It was
Yeah.
quite low on observers. How much did the new one Palas use? Do you know that by chance?
Not sure. I didn't have
More
building, so-
information on
Alright.
quarry tech on the next episode. Stay tuned. Shameless plug.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
Stop talking about it.
All right. So
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
I
also since last episode we had Transonation.
Transonation?
Yeah.
Quite
I
fun.
guess that was the
Snapshot
that was the
gimmick.
funny translocation fix attempt where you, instead of getting warped through a piston, you get it warped in front of it if you're inside of it while starting.
Oh yeah.
So that was one of these fixes. You can never know. I think that was also gone super quick again. It really
Yeah, I
worth
mean you
mentioning.
could travel faster in the world load, so it wasn't really helpful.
Yeah.
After all, it wasn't that fast.
300 meters per
Guys at
second.
Boyan said
Yeah.
they were not going to touch pistons again. If I'm correct, that they fucked it up so many times that they were going to refuse on touching pistons again. I believe
yeah,
so.
but anyway, I think we were talking about the current snapshots, right?
The current snapshot's 113. What really has changed since then? A lot of like just minor behind the scenes stuff.
The new command system is coming slowly.
commands are getting completely overhauled, more or less.
Yep.
Which, to be honest,
Well-
I'm quite excited for this. Like,
Yes,
Some
if
of
they
the
just
stuff
change
that
it
they're
together.
doing though annoys me. Like for instance, now you'll have to type game mode survival and spell out survival. No more S or 0.
I don't
Well,
particularly like that
we're still in
because
snapshot, so maybe they come to their senses. But like the general idea of having markup in your command, so you see if you typed something correctly, and it helps you and gives you like these clues. Hey, you can type this, and these modifiers
Definitely
you can
gonna
do.
be interesting.
Like for newer players or for people that don't use commands all that often or all the time, this is really helpful. But, like even like when I want to do like the classic example, the kill command, right? Like kill /kill at E, type not equals player, right? If you type it wrong, you just kill everyone and everything.
No, that got fixed in, I think, 1.10.
Oh, really?
Only took him 6 years.
6 years.
I was an admin on a public server. I killed so many times. I killed everyone because some griefer griefed something and there was thousands of items and someone was completely lagging or something like that, and oh, it was bad.
Nice.
Well,
When you kill like 12 people on a public server and all the entities, that's when the fun starts.
Ooh.
well, anyway, if they fix the killing all people, then that's awesome. But now with the new system, you wouldn't even get into that situation anymore, which I think would be very great. And yeah, just like for a new person to know, hey, I can actually do this. I can specify I want only teleporting to polar bears or whatever.
Yeah.
Like even the tags like damaged or
Yeah, there's also
the
gonna be, I
attributes and
think,
stuff like that.
2 or 3 new commands. /data and something else, I think.
Yeah, with the /data, they
Yeah. Also, the functions are a very big deal. The data
Yeah.
packs.
data packs, yeah. With /data, they basically merge block data and entity data, I think,
Yes.
and added some new possibilities. I think I'm not quite sure. And the data packs, as I understood it, is basically like resource packs, but for functions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for all those command blockers and map makers, that will be plenty useful, I think.
Another
Definitely.
thing that we should probably talk about is structure blocks.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
So
I don't know anything about those.
I like them, but I think they are a bit too limited in the sense that it can only be 32 blocks. Please raise the
Yes.
limit, please.
I think it has something to do with the way NBT works, and that's why it's limited at that.
Why not make it
But-
take 2 files or concatenate 2 files? It can
I'm-
be
I'm
done.
not-
Surely it can be done. Modded
Surely they
has saved
could do something.
structures for a long time.
But what what my biggest concern is like the UI is so
Yes.
yeah, it's not very good. Like
Oh, do
there's
you know it's
buttons that like mirrors or rotate and so on, and the mirroring and so on, that there's no way to know what it does because there's no tooltip. The sign that it uses is not very descriptive. So if you don't know what it's doing, you basically have to try it out, trial and error every time.
yeah.
There's basically
if
no
you forget it-
documentation on it either.
Also, it
I
messes
think
up rails rotating still.
Yeah,
There's still,
and
it's
also-
not 100%.
And another thing it does is that if your save command block in its load tab is in a rotation, and you save, the structure won't save right, so it's a bug.
Yep.
like lately, we've been using them more and more, especially XCOM. He's really getting good with it.
He's in love with the structure blocks.
Yeah.
But it all
Um,
comes back to one big problem, and that is we don't have any vanilla game rule to turn off updates, like block
Oh.
updates. It's a huge issue. Like everything you do, it will always update. Every observer you structure block, it will trigger when you load the structure. It's a
Yep.
huge problem because everything you do often enough, it's you have some piston sequences going or something. You can't just trigger every piston same time. It
Yeah.
will just completely bake everything. So
yeah.
it's maybe something else to talk about. The carpet mod that wasn't a thing back then, which makes everything super helpful for technical Minecraft.
So we
Guess
basically all of our creative servers we've switched to carpet mod, which enables us to do lots of testing. It has tick warping. You can change the tick speed. You can disable updates. You can do all kinds of useful
features.
stuff. Oh, and the cactus. So you
Yeah,
ever
we're gonna
play
talk
Son of
about this
Server?
we're gonna talk about this in a special episode, I think.
Yeah,
There's so much
we
stuff
should
by
totally invite Nembon.
Yeah,
can do
and
this,
the best thing about the carpet mod is that it's something made for what we want to do for testing stuff, right? And it keeps growing to our needs basically because we're such close contact with Nembon.
Yeah, and more people start contributing to it too. Like they throw ideas at Nembon, or partially it also XCOM by now. And
like
someone has a
Theo,
problem, and we figure out a temporal to help him out for testing, and then it's getting implemented. It's super cool.
yeah, Theo, for example, he recently made like a fix for Redstone for lag, like a attempt to fix it, right? And it got implemented in the current mod for testing, right? That's something very awesome as well.
Yeah.
But
and
one more
another
thing about the structure blocks I wanted to mention before we stray
Yeah.
away again. The cool thing about structure blocks is that you can save something, right? And type a name and get done. It saves it into as an MBT file on your server. But when you come on a server, you don't know what structures there already are, and maybe you forgot where you placed it, and you forgot what it's called, but you know it's there. Then you will never find out what it's called, right? So I would really like a list structure command that just tells you all the structures you already have saved.
I would like actually a multi structure block where it will show you like all the structures that there are with pictures.
I'm not sure how easy that is, but yeah.
I think the two main advantages of the structure blocks, or even three main advantages of the structure blocks, are you can immediately reload your original structure, so you can work on something, the timings didn't work well, just reload back to basic, step one, and redo everything. The second one is being the rotation feature, of course. We can rotate actually stuff, which is super useful, and you can do it in a way that doesn't kill your brain. And the third very useful thing is you can copy entities, which you cannot clone. If you have a minecart in a contraption or something, it will just not clone at all. And so that's the only way to actually multiply entities in buildings or stuff like that.
Also, let's tackle the other issue that dot causes. Basically, all the structures that we have gotten added since structure blocks got added, so 1.9 and above, don't have a bounding box, because since the structure block capability is used for that, they don't need to code a bounding box. What do you think about structures with mobs that don't respawn, like shulkers or mansions or that kind of stuff?
Okay, shulker boxes and elytras are some of the most poor game design I've seen ever.
Oh, I think shulker boxes are done really well.
No, I mean they themselves are really like ingenious ideas, but consider it this way. Let's say you're playing on a larger server, and that server
the availability of them, we don't even have to discuss that. I mean, we have to keep it. That's the best, and the only answer I give on you is like, if you want to have fun with shulker boxes, go ahead, build a tuple.
But let's say you have a server that's strictly vanilla and is a public server. That means that only the people who are there for the beginning, or the people who play there the most, will have access to shulker boxes and elytras. None of the other players will have access to them.
Well, you can go out further and so on, right? But that's
but at some point it stops being practical, because
bigger public server with multiplayer servers, they have world borders, because you cannot explore that much in Minecraft. Unfortunately, everything of this would have a point if you actually wouldn't have to worry about your world file at all.
Yeah.
I mean, we are already worrying about our world files, and we are like mostly like group of, let's say, max 10 people. And imagine it on a public server with like regular 50 players.
I have a closed server that used to be pay to play, and we haven't explored a ridiculous amount, and the world size is already 5 gigs.
Yep,
easily.
Okay, I will be the boss of opposition here. The thing is that everything that you can do with shulker boxes is replaceable. It's chest, really. It only takes a little bit more time, for example, transporting items.
Yeah.
A little bit more time?
Well, I think the shulker box was a great addition. I mean, if you imagine it, the Minecraft got published, and we always had that inventory, but always more stuff got added. You have to think about that one.
Yeah,
But
but
the
if you think
inventory
about it
never
that way,
increased
if
with
you
it,
think about it like as a backpack, you only need like 1 or 2 shulker boxes per player, which then makes sense of not being
Sorry,
respawnable.
Rid, I'm going to use shulker boxes for mass storage, and I can't possibly get 2 million shulker boxes killing my shulkers that don't respawn without having a world that's like millions of
Exactly.
gigabytes.
Yeah.
Also, the thing
If
is,
some-
you're just limiting. You're just pretty much refusing, or you're stopping the player from doing cooler stuff. I mean, no one says you have to give them in the first NCT infinite amounts of shulker boxes out of nowhere. I mean, think about it. The farms we build that really do produce drops, they take hundreds of hours to build. Preparing the area takes hundreds of hours to do.
I mean,
So it's
if
not like you get,
Mojang...
haha, here's your free shulker boxes. And if
I-
you think about it, specifically the shulkers, the way they spawn, would spawn probably, and the way they behave, the way you have to damage them, that's not an easy farm or anything fast. I would be totally happy with wasting 100, 200 hours on building a shulker farm, man.
Yeah, if
Also,
Mojang
that's-
thinks that farms are evil and they kill the fun, I challenge them to design a wither skeleton farm that produces more than 8 wither skeleton skulls per minute.
Well, that's the thing, that for
I
Mojang,
challenge
it's
them
like,
to make
why
a
do you
free
need it?
skull
You only
farm.
need one beacon only to get it, you know, and never use it. Just decoration. You don't need speed 2, you don't need haste 2. Of course, for a basic player, it doesn't really serve any purpose.
I mean,
Remember
I'd
that-
argue that a basic player would serve a purpose for a
like,
basic player.
at least 90% of the player base literally presses New World, starts building a third house or a wood house if he's more than 6 years old, and that's it. Finishes the house, maybe deletes the world or starts a new one.
Well, I mean, think of it this way. That's going to be the case with like any large game. The skill like range is it's just incredibly diverse. Like you're not going to have everybody who's making like freaking
Also,
12
I guarantee
skull
that a
minute farms.
percentage of these people are actually gonna be like us or similar that start playing more and more. So, and then they will come to a point where they say like, oh, there's like no depth to this version of the game at all. Can't really say like, okay, these are just people and they forever gonna just play casually and not really do anything but building dirt houses. I started building a huge castle and was afraid going in caves.
I
Yeah,
mean, one point for more shulker boxes is that like if you play with a lot of people, it gets really hard to get more, right? And having
also, it's not
respawnable
fun.
shulkers,
It's not
Uh,
fun. I mean, you're
yeah,
seeing the same dungeon over and over
mean-
again. You're murdering
but
the
it's not
same
fun.
mob over
Yeah,
and
but
over
like,
again.
Going back on my
let-
point, it's like it's not fun for you because you have to get to 100.
No,
100.
that's not what I mean. Imagine you come late to the party because you just joined the server or you've been offline for a while. Now you have to travel 10,000, 20,000 blocks just to get your 3-4 shulker boxes that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Also, that's not even realistic. You don't want 3-4 shulker boxes. I'm pretty sure every player that thinks about it more than 5 minutes comes to the point that he more or less wants his 27 slots in his ender chests filled with shulker boxes.
Yeah.
So
I mean, sure, you can argue about that, but like traveling in the
don't
end
shulker
in this
boxes.
barren wasteland where there's only coarse fruit and nothing else and void, you know, it's not that fun. And I think that's also something where they missed a big chance when they made 1.9 and revamped the end, because they could have done a lot more interesting generation there with maybe a different biome or something of that such, right? Maybe an ore that you can get there. And a second reason to go there other than going there for chorus fruit once, so you have some. I mean,
You literally
depending
just
on where you are in the
you
game.
take one chorus plant and you can farm it, and you take, in our case, just an elytra and 2 shulker shells, and that's it.
exactly.
That's all the gameplay that there is. It's in the new end.
There has been some comments about possibly making mansions and end cities mobs respawnable for
Please, not-
1.13.
No mansions. It would be emerald farms. That would break the gameplay.
And
Oh.
think about how much
Yeah,
time
yeah,
you have
but-
to invest to actually make that farm, though.
Does it
Is
actually break gameplay if I want to? I mean, we're talking about building a farm. So in
Give
mentions,
it,
first of all,
give it
normal
some
mobs can
interesting,
spawn.
give it some interesting conditions for
Yeah,
the farm.
it's
Like
no
for
problem
instance,
at all.
like say wither skeletons. the drop rate is so low that you have to get a ton of spawns and kill them as soon as possible with looting and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it has to be a player kill too.
Yeah.
So
I would like to make your point against you, Rid. If you balance the game for people that only use 5-6 shulker boxes and so on and only go to mansion ones, then having dimensional mobs respawn is not an issue.
I have another argument. So if you limit or you balance the game at people that only have 5 shulker boxes, you basically ruin the life for the people that want more.
Yeah.
And if you just you balance the game for the people that want more, you're not gonna ruin the life for the people that just want less, right?
Yep.
It's like they're still gonna have their 5-6 shulker boxes. They're not gonna sit down and design a farm for 200 hours and build a perimeter for 1,000 hours and build a farm in survival, which would be super painful probably. So
The way
I
Minecraft
don't
is
see the
designed
point.
is that there's no power creep. Like, if you make things more easy on, like, the higher-end player, it's not going to be difficult for the low-end. I don't know
I
if
just
I
think you could
described
do
that.
it in a way that everyone would be happy, and the shulker box situation feels like multiplayer. Like if you look at it, Hermitcraft makes it so the Ender Dragon, when it's getting killed, drops an Elytra. That can't be your intended way of gameplay right there.
Yeah.
That they actually have to mod the loot tables. I mean, all of that is possible. I'm happy for it, but for me, it's not the greatest, and I can't imagine it is what you wanted. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I
I
mean,
would like to know
spawning the
is
dragon is a huge issue because it actually says like, okay, you can't build on the main island because the dragon could always wreck.
yeah, one of the things that I would also like to add is how many people actually end up going to the end of the amount of players there is in the game.
Yeah, what do
Because, like,
we actually do there? I mean, our end trip basically limits itself to duping sand concrete, and we once like farmed him 50, 60 times to get enough dragon breath for the rest of our lives. And that's it. Never respawn him again. Get all the portals. Bye bye, dragon.
Yeah, my problem with
No,
the
but I
dragon is
mean-
that it breaks all the blocks in the end. It's like they don't want you to use that dimension. They want it to be a barren wasteland that it's gonna use for. It breaks literally all blocks that are not obsidian and endstone.
And iron bars.
And iron bars, right.
And end crystals.
Those
Wow.
are not
Does
blocks.
it even break end rods?
Probably.
Well,
Does it
but
even
something
break,
else
like-
that doesn't get destroyed by it.
Does it
Every
break
other
end rods
entity
and
it would break.
purpur?
Yeah.
I think it does.
That's, like, so stupid, though. Because it's a block that you'll find, like, naturally in the end.
Yeah, but not that far, not close enough to the dragon.
If you take an endstone, it has super high blast resistance, and you craft 4 of them together, it has super low blast resistance. Also, it's mineable super fast.
Oh,
There's just no
also,
consistency.
no slabs and stairs of anything.
Guys,
Yeah, sure.
I think Grid wanted to make a point about the dragon still.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Like, just how many people know that the dragon even exists. You know how many people don't know that they never find the end portal.
Yeah, but I think it's fine, because if you're just a casual player, you know, and you don't find out about it, oh well, then you just don't play enough. But if you can't tell me that you play this game for 2 years and you're actually interested in it and you don't find this out. This is like the joy of Minecraft. There's so much to explore. It's nothing like you come into the game, you play the 10-minute tutorial and you got it, you know, and if you play the tutorial 10 times over, you're the god. Or
There's a
anything,
reason
no.
why this game's still being played after
Yeah,
7 to 8
Exactly,
years.
and that's the joy of it. I mean, you
Yeah.
can play it the first day and you can make something and have fun, and you can play it after 6 years and still have fun.
I think they did a good job in 1.12 with the advancements to, one, show you, point you in the direction, hey, there's something to do here, you can get an Elytra and kill the dragon and so on,
Definitely, yes.
and have that as waypoints to your
Yeah.
experience, but also have like, hey, if you want to travel for 7 kilometers of the nether, hey, giving you some suggestions and not saying, hey, do this, do that, and then you won the game, you know?
No, advancement sucks. You know why? Because in achievements you could not craft a crafting table in your entire life and you will never get an achievement. Advancements are unavoidable.
So you like that you could not get achievements, but you have to get
Yes.
advancements, and you don't like that.
Yeah. In both in Dark and Prototech, I never crafted a crafting table before 1.11.
Wait, what?
In both Prototech and Dark, I never crafted a crafting table. Since you're in multiplayer, you can get anyone else to craft you like a stack of crafting tables, put them on your ender chest, and that will be enough forever.
Well, yeah, but okay, I guess.
And that's because I hate like the achievements coming up every single time I do something.
We'll just get them to come up once. That's it.
Yeah, but that's just an
Just
edge
do
case. I
all
mean,
the
can't have everything,
advancements.
right?
Do all the
Can't
advancements.
have everything.
Do all the advancements once, and then you'll never see them again.
Anyway,
Or just give them to me, yeah.
So, moving on to the farms that have happened since last time we were in. Chorus Fruit Farms. Those have been under
Literally
development.
no one cares, and now it's over 500,000 chorus fruit per hour. Yay!
It's based on the bug to zero-tick a block underneath a chorus fruit. It will grow upwards. I unfortunately forgot the name of the guy that discovered it. But if you're interested in that, it's one of Ilmango's SciCraft episodes.
Yep.
From there, it just got worse and worse, you know. One of our early versions was actually quite fast, and it had items glitching out weird, so they like spazzed in the air and didn't fall down correctly, and we weren't sure why.
Yeah.
And
Actually made
because
ghost items so bad that it crashed the server.
and then we scaled it down, and I'm not sure how fast is the one on our server now.
I think it's 180k. Totally.
Yeah, it's plenty, you know.
Like, even a slower one of those zero-tick farms is going to do you just fine.
Yeah, 180k is plenty of any item, you know.
Yeah.
Especially chorus that you don't need that much. Again, I mean, the blocks are nice to look at and so on, but apart from like chorus itself doesn't have that big
I
of a use.
haven't seen any big construction with purple. I think it's a nice block.
It's
Yeah.
really hard to use though. It
Bit
really
trash,
only has
though.
the one good combination, and that's endstone or endstone bricks.
Yeah.
What?
And rods.
Anyway,
yeah, and those too.
Yeah,
but
let's move on.
after that, people just kept going crazy with it and did like 400k, 500k, and so on, and
Dual core.
dual core. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Hyper-threading!
the other day I heard something about 1.8 million somewhere. Not sure if that's published yet, but yeah,
1.8 million what?
chorus
Chorus
fruit
fruit power.
Oh, yeah.
farm. You know, it's like at the point where it's too many.
No such
Nah.
thing as too many.
Way
No,
too
no,
much.
that's- yeah,
It's
but
the
like,
tree farms of 2017.
even at 180k, it was like
well, trees have useful technical uses. Forest fruit, not so much. So it's more
Yeah.
like the piston doors of 2017.
Yeah, but that bug is super cool because it's
Wait.
actually the only cool way to farm chorus fruits.
Yeah, that's
Because
definitely true.
I don't know. I like the chorus fruits that they were so much different from anything else we ever got, but I really
Yeah.
dislike that you cannot farm them like without basing it on a bug or so. How would you automate chorus fruit farming?
well,
You cannot,
there were
they
Ray
can't
have
get the
farm. Ray
flowers. That really is, I don't know why.
there
Yeah.
were
Ray
some
has a farm
attempts.
that use it. Yeah.
Yeah, Ray has one. I think Mango made one in the snapshots as well. I think
think
there's
line
one,
cards
two
and
other
stuff.
people.
Yeah, of course
Who-
there's
who had
farms
some
for it because we
designs?
are smart enough to figure them out, and they use like AFK farms and do stuff like that. But really, like I would have liked a cool way of farming them implemented into the game, intended way of doing it.
Mhm.
Like I don't know,
I
I don't know
think-
how. I'm not game designer, but I would have liked it to be because on one side we say like this game is made for younger people and stuff, and this shouldn't all be that hard. It should be easier to understand, and then you implement something that's like super hard to farm. I grinded for forever to get like close to a double chest of chorus flowers. Horrible.
I
Like
mean,
it's-
I think it was very good idea to not make it like a cactus, for example. Just copy the cactus and have it with a different texture.
If it
It
were
would
like
have
a
been way too
cactus, the bug
easy.
wouldn't have worked.
It would have been way too easy. The farms would have already been there. They wouldn't have added interesting content for us at all, right?
Yeah.
This way, at least we had to use our brains a little bit, make some farms for it. And at some point, we discovered, or yeah, whatever his name was, discovered that little bug, or maybe it's a feature. Who knows? You know, maybe they were, like when they made it, it's like, oh, if they find this out, they're gonna be so happy. You know.
Doubt it.
Yeah, you can always. I want to
Well,
believe.
Okay, what else has been there? Nembon showed perma loading. That's another huge thing.
Oh, that's huge.
Now, probably, if you're interested in it, check out Nembon's channel about the perma loader videos.
Yeah.
Basically, we can 100% guarantee to permanently load chunks, which will even enable us to, like, for example, run a gigantic quarry completely while no one is on the server somewhere else in another dimension. There might even be an episode about that one. Stay tuned.
Like,
Then we had, I think it was mentioned before, a lot of stuff happened in Iron Farm tech and high density door layouts and like one white villager transport thingies to get the villagers for detection in there.
Yeah.
All kinds of
Yes,
stuff happened.
The
There are also a
Spock
lot of
promised like
people,
25 designs, yes?
yeah, a lot of people cooperated in that too. I think like Ita and Spock and Gurva.
Ita, Gruva, me, Nuva,
Yeah.
lots of people.
lots of people contributed and quite some advancement have been made.
Like, basically a year ago, all of a sudden there have been, like, lots of iron farmers that have just been coming out of nowhere. Yeah. I guess in the description I'll link, like, a ton of designs, if you want to check out any of them. My recommendation list.
I think it's a bit funny because there's kind of a hard limit how many villages you can have due to lag and so on.
Yeah.
Yet there's still a big community for iron farms to make them better, you know, even though there's this limit, and they just manage to find ways, other ways to make them better. Like
vertical.
it's not about the
denser
villages
door
anymore. It's
clusters,
about
or less
Yeah, work
villager
around
count.
the limit.
it's not about the village count anymore. It's about how many villagers does it have? How big is it? What like I don't
Reset
use
time.
any redstone for my sky access, and so it can be built very easily. Reset time is a big factor.
Another thing that's incredibly important is how many villages per villager you have.
Yeah, and I think that was like the last couple of weeks with the dense door layouts. I think that was all about, right?
Yep.
Also, there's this a really interesting iron farm idea that has been showed with the instant resetting stuff, with the
Oh,
The
yes.
iron with the
with the
village at
overflow.
minus 30 million or
Yep.
something, yeah. The instant reset.
Actually, it
guess
takes
that's-
6 seconds.
It's a very interesting, funny bug, but I don't think it's very useful in survival because, yeah, you would have to go to the world border. It would make your world file quite big.
Yep.
So it's not
Yeah.
not your quick iron farm.
Yeah. Isn't there a guy that has been streaming for ages to get to the far lands?
That would be JL.
Harlands or Bust, I think, is a YouTube
Oh.
channel name, and it's
Kurt J. Mac?
J-Mac, and he's, I think, walking since 6 or 5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he's like 25% of the way there or something.
That's just a nice little thingy to show how huge the Minecraft world is and how much depth there is, man. That guy is walking straight since 5 years, and isn't even half the way there.
I just want to see the W key on his keyboard sometime.
So he
He's
rubbed
prob-
off.
No, he's probably just had to get another keyboard at this point.
He walked a hole through it. It's like, at some point he hit the table. When you're feeling wood, you need a new keyboard.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of funny because that's how the technology that we come up with and so on has an impact, because with Rayline you can get faster there, but like you have the trade-off that you have to build it and so on. And even now there's for the iron farm there was this argument that you could make like the portal and ender pearl glitch,
Which was fixed.
which they fixed recently, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was in correlation because hey, you could make 6-second iron farms now. Let's fix this bug so you can't get there anymore.
I think so.
Most likely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like very interesting, and
I'm not sure if that bug will be fixed anytime soon, though, especially
I
because
doubt
it's just such
it.
a
I
pointless
highly
thing
doubt it,
to
yeah.
fix.
yeah,
Literally no one cares. Even like we don't care.
Yeah.
If we
I
don't
mean,
care,
just-
Mojang is probably not going to care either. But then
I
again,
mean,
we
building-
didn't care
Not
about.
like they care about the stuff we care about. at all,
Yeah.
so.
Mojang probably doesn't even know about it.
I think it would be very funny to build like a single cell at the end of the world, just so
I said that, man. Use that thingy to build like 4 single cell iron farms. Just
just
hit
to
the
claim
button and
that you
they
did it.
generate above you. Just as a troll thing. Instant reset 4 village iron farm.
Yeah.
In
Another
survival.
thing.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Another thing that's changed quite a bit have been Pigment Farms in the most recent like I think even the past like 2 months there's been a lot of change to
I think,
Pigment Farms.
yeah.
Oh,
I'm
and
not
also
even sure.
also the redstone-less revolution. How we realized that redstone that's just like a plague and a cancer, and we've all wanted to like get rid of redstone dust as much as possible.
That's actually a good point, yeah. The redstone dust revolution. Don't use it. Use observers.
And
Don't build
rails.
comparator clocks.
I think we could like make an episode on like
redstone
how
less
stuff
On
has
Redstone
changed.
check.
I don't know.
How redstone and slimestone changed? Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, Pigment Farms. What changed about Pigment Farms, Spock?
I think
Well, the speeds and the tech used in them, basically. Entity cramming has actually helped a lot with the keeping them compact. Another thing that has changed has just been the amount of like work that's been going into just a simple donut design. Like
Actually, the thing was, I
Yeah.
think I'm not quite sure why Mango picked it up, but we wanted to like at some point just look into how it's really done.
yeah,
And then we figured out the proper distances to the thingy with the bait pigment 35 blocks far away. And from that point on, like no one really ever looked into how to properly make a donut. Like all of the existing donuts before they weren't done proper, they always had the bait pigment not in the proper locations, and that's really some stuff you only find out if you really in-depth do testing.
they also
And,
had
like-
the front part of the donut like within the player's non-spawning range.
Yes, there was multiple problems with it. And
Yeah.
it was never done like really properly. So as expected, a really good design. We really pushed it hardcore, basically to the max limit.
Yep.
And like a really maxed out donut, of course, it's gonna be, let's say, 25% more work for sure.
Yeah.
And you actually have to use a bunch of anvils, so you definitely need an iron farm for sure. But
Yep.
it's definitely worth it. It gives you like 3 times more XP than the standard like Snow Crash design.
Yeah.
Even better, of course, this would be the Obsidian farm, the Obsidian portal farm, which basically went hand in hand with the donut design.
hmm
And is basically based on the exact same behaviors, like the bait pigments are in the same distances.
Yep.
You still have the same. The Obsidian portal farm even shows it better. It like perfectly shows the sphere around the player. Basically, the range is how far it works.
Yeah.
And yeah, the entity grabbing made it super easy. Of course, you get extra. They damage themselves nicely, get killed
Yeah.
super quick. Of course, I would like it rather if they didn't lag out the game for that, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like
I mean,
entity
the
cramming
problem with
really
entity
cool.
cramming is that you don't, like, it's not sustainable. Like, if you need more than, like, a couple killing cells, it's way too many entities if you leave it at the default. And if you don't leave it at the default, then you're changing the game rule. I don't like entity cramming at all, personally.
I really like
Um,
the fix in the carpet mod we have for it.
Why?
Basically, you can still have the entity cramming, so at 24 mobs everything starts dying, but you can also set the max entity collisions to 24 as well, and then it will just stop the
Oh.
collisions. At
Yeah.
least, they will still behave the exact same. It just stops doing the collision calculation, and therefore does not cause like this super bad lag, which would be the proper way of doing it if you still wanted to kill the stuff. Which I don't get why you would want that.
I mean, I'm personally against any form of entity cramming changing, specifically because it's a new feature that can be used in a technical way. And if you're removing a new feature that can be used in a technical way, why would you?
We even re-put it onto the Psycraft, so we set it to 100. We want to go down to 24 as well, though we still have to do some fixing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it would be the better way of doing it would be to stop the collisions. I mean, they're not doing anything. They're sitting in a 1x1. Literally, all they do is causing lag and while dying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, might as well still let them die and just stop the collisions.
If you really want to, there's ways to get around it though. So like,
I'm
I
not.
don't really.
Fences and vines, yeah.
I'm not going to change it in my server personally, but yeah.
I think the original reason why we picked up with the Portal Pigment Farm was XCOM came to us and was
Oh
like,
yes, exactly.
hey, I want to repair all these pickaxes. Or no, he wanted to enchant pickaxes, I think it
It
was.
was way too much work to turn around to get XP and then
Yeah.
move yourself to
We
get
have
to the
this
anvil.
Guardian farm where you throw potions, and he was like, "Oh, this is too much work throwing potions and then turning around and then putting books and tools together. I don't want to do this. I want a slower XP farm where I can just stand there and combine books."
Yeah.
We're like, why would you want a slower farm? That sounds too really stupid. And
then you just tried to make it max XP to work.
Then we upgraded the donut. And then the next thing was, well, when people are on the server or the mob switches are running, and that was the reason for the Obsidian portal farm.
yeah,
It's a main advantage, basically. Still gives you all the XP, basically, and it always works. Like, it's not mobcap dependent. Players can just walk up to it too. Like, if you're in there and someone else comes, he does not block the mobcap or so.
I think
And
it's a huge advantage if you play in a server, like a public server or a server where you
if
can
you
influence
actually
what
have
others
access
doing.
to an Obsidian farm, yes.
Yeah.
Which might bring us to the next farm.
What's the next one?
There's a...
Or do we
yeah,
do
there.
that? My
The
bad.
Nether portal-based Obsidian farm by Dark Shulker,
Yep.
for example. Like, I'm not sure if that was already done when the last TRQ happened, but it got changed, so the end the end platform, the Obsidian platform, the 5x5 in the end does not regenerate if you throw an item through anymore.
Correct.
So now you have to do it with a player. So people started thinking about different ways of doing it and actually generate nether portals in the nether at the bedrock ceiling, where you, for example, have a wither. Or of course you could just generate it, drop yourself underneath it, and mine it all up AFK.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I
definitely
guess.
Obsidian Farms took a huge nerf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Obsidian Farms,
Down-
every time that they
yeah.
change them, they get worse.
We basically lost a zero in the numbers from thousands to hundreds.
Yeah. There has to be some ways to like make them faster though.
Definitely. Knowing Minecraft, there probably is like some insane way someone just didn't come up with yet.
There is some insane way.
Put
that
two
we
hoppers
thought
pointing
about.
into each other.
No method. Oreo has been talking about this the other day with the end pillars and respawning the dragon.
Yeah.
The concept has been there ever since 1.9 and the dragon started respawning and the pillar started respawning. So far, just no one has acted on it yet. Like, if you would want to give credit for the concept, I think that would be very hard since
If
it's
you want
been
to
around
fight a
so long.
dragon, every time you use a farm, go ahead.
No, you don't fight the dragon. You
Have like a
summon the
TNT killer.
dragon, move it away, or kill it with TNT or whatever. The point is that you respawn the pillars, right?
Yeah.
So basically,
but the
you
thing
would
is,
only place the crystals all the time, and then you would have probably like withers upon withers to break all of the pillars for you.
Every farm that requires the dragon has been proven to be like completely unstable or only done single times, which breaks in this next snapshot.
Yeah, like the combination of dragons and withers is probably the reason why no one has built a good version of
The
it yet,
two
right?
bosses.
Especially because dragons can break like basically any block.
Dragons can fly through it and break stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't even need to break like the shell to get in the inside and break stuff. They can just fly through it. Not even in cases like endstone or anything.
So the most reliable way physically possible at the moment is either using player to mine the Obsidian platform or player through portals.
I wish that we just come back with the reds placing redstone or string and just creating obsidians out of nowhere.
Oh yeah.
That was like much better.
I mean,
especially if you had a witch farm, you might be able to. I don't think I'd see how I'd make it AFKable.
well, with a string farm, but the interesting thing that I think happened is that because of this nerf, some other interesting concepts got more attention, right? So the lava-based obsidian farm, for example.
Semi-automatic or what?
Yeah, you get a lava, and then you put the lava, make it into obsidian, and let it break by a wither, so you don't have to break it yourself.
Yep.
Of course, it's not as good as the old ones, right?
Yeah.
And fully automatic farms are always better. But I think it's cool that every once in a while new concepts get explored and so on, and see what's possible.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't there always also a way in which rails could get used into making obsidian?
that wasn't 1.7.
1.7, of course. I remember the Chinese showing it.
Yeah, Octopus Craft that blew me really away when I watched it for the first time, because I never thought of that. They had a rail tuber, and the rail then got used and pushed into,
it was
into
a genius
the
design, completely
converted
genius.
into obsidian in the wither broke it in the overworld with the overworld wither bedrock cage.
Yep.
And the whole combination of everything, it was like super awesome. It blew me away back then, and still it amazes me. Yeah, but what else?
Well, we got netherworld farms, which
Alright.
also have started existing for some reason.
Well, I mean, for our netherworld farm, basically what happened, when was it, 1.9? When they changed the random tick range?
Mm-hmm.
I think in 1.9,
Yeah.
maybe.
And anyway,
Yeah,
they changed the range of the random ticks, and therefore our farm was too big. So its stuff wouldn't grow anymore when you're on
First
one
world
side.
problems.
Yeah.
And yeah, that broke basically our ice farm, our netherworld farm. And yeah, I think that's basically it. So we decided at some point we have to build a new netherworld farm because we're running out of netherworld for some reason.
Because we use netherworld blocks and they're actually insanely expensive.
Oh yeah, we used the red nether brick for a 4 kilometer long tunnel, and for red nether brick you need nether
Does it
wart.
take 4 or 9 or
9?
For
No,
nether
for the
wart block
brick.
you need 9.
Yeah, and for
why?
the brick 4.
It, it's quite a lot. Until like once you start building with those and so on, you realize you need a shit ton of nether wart. So we decided, hey, we're gonna build a new farm, and this time let's stack it to the top so we don't run into issues.
Yeah.
And that took quite a while to build because it wasn't that much fun to build, to be honest.
Oh, it was horrible. Enemy
Like-
did most of it, I think, because
Oh,
everyone jumped out. It was
I'm
bad.
sorry,
problem-
Wise, but you have not suffered enough.
the problem with the design was that per layer, you need so much stuff that it doesn't all fit in the inventory, and you cannot do like
Not at all,
one layer at once. Like you have to per layer, you have to go back and forth multiple times because you're like just short on some item.
Like 6,000 sandstone per layer or something. And
Yeah.
It's like, yep.
Have you guys seen that design?
I mean,
It's
ducts. I've
as
seen
worse.
it. I'm not sure why it's so
Much,
complicated.
much worse. It's so complicated. I swear to God, the first time we actually ran the farm, only 10% of it worked. And
Wow.
right now, finished design, probably 80% works. Like, there's lanes which, there's like no way in which you would probably know why it's failing.
The kind of annoying
That's
thing about
just your
netherwart
typical
farms is that the speed is kind of capped. You know, you can always make it bigger, but that only guarantees you, hey, more of the stuff is fully grown at a certain point, and
Yeah,
with a
but
certain
it's not
size, it
worth
doesn't
it.
matter anymore.
Yeah, after 40 minutes of our, it's
Yeah, but then
useless.
Dr. actually thought about another nice way to even increase the output using a fortune tool, which is actually a quite nice idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you have the
So-
fortune tool, which is one option, and the other option is increasing your clicking speed to place stuff faster, so you can
Using
click.
piston bolts.
Yeah, in theory, you
know
could
it.
use piston
Yes.
bolts and place more netherwart faster with clicking stuff. But that's kind of the only two ways to improve it. And yeah, that's well, it's netherwart farm. Of course, there's
Yeah,
not a lot
that's
of
the
technology
thing.
behind it. But
How much netherwart do you
yeah.
actually need?
You just break the nether warts, place them back. That's really all there is to it.
I mean, we have a couple million netherwart by now, I think.
I guess besides nether wart farms, a lot of things that have been improving really recently, like within the past 2 or 3 months, has been wither skeleton farms. Like, they have significantly increased in speed.
After they got, we had the translocation, which significantly increased everything, but of course it was just a bug and got fixed. So
Yeah.
that significantly decreased, like with the skeleton farms. I think we were basically down to max 5 skulls per minute. And
Yeah.
then within like, I would say 4 or 5 months, we are now back up to 12.4 skulls per minute with Kitty's and Mouse's new design.
Yeah.
Is that actually faster than translocation?
Well, I guess
Yeah.
you could have made a faster farm with translocation. Could have made an even faster farm for sure. If I
Yeah,
now
for
would
sure.
take with all
Yeah.
the knowledge, would go back with translocation, I would have made an even faster one. I mean,
Yeah.
now you can take like the base from all the development that has been done.
Like
Yeah.
4, 5, maybe 6 months ago, when we started with the Nether Quarry, everyone was like working on wither skeleton farms for some reason. Like some of the project guys on Chorus Crowd, TT and so on were also working on stuff. Like all of a sudden, everyone started working on wither skeleton farms, and Achoron was there for a lot of it. And he did frequent updates on what he did and so on, and everyone collaborated. And I think at some point it was like 4 in the morning, and there was like 12 people on some test server. And everyone had different ideas and so on. And yeah, like a lot of the conveyor stuff that we use now came from that time. And
Yeah.
the conveyors got improved and improved.
Yeah,
and
everything
less
had to be
laggy.
reinvented basically because we had those super awesome conveyors and just got them removed. And then what do you do? Find a new way to do it.
Yep.
Reinvent everything. Reinvent
And
the wheel.
that's a lot of what makes these new wither farms even possible, the conveyor stuff.
Yeah.
With weird skeleton farms is they're limited by lag. It's like you can probably make, well, almost as every farm, you can probably make it really fast, but it will be 2 ticks per second.
And then a certain someone within the community, not going to name any names, says that they have a freaking 20 skull a minute design, but hasn't built it up yet.
Like back then, one of the Chinese guys from Octopus Craft sent a message on Twitter with a link to some Chinese Baidu forum where they
Mhm.
posted their Wither skeleton
Oh,
farm.
the insane duping farm, yeah.
Yeah, and it was faster than anything we had at the time.
8 scouts or something.
8 skulls, and we were like at 5 or whatever, and it was just like so. We were like really happy to get it back to 5, and then all of a sudden just dropped the hammer on us like 8. And yeah, then we knew we had to think again and
Redesign a little
everything,
bit.
right? And
There's
what we had
definitely a
wasn't good
language
enough.
barrier. There's definitely a language barrier within the tech community,
Oh
unfortunately.
yes.
Yeah, sadly.
But I guess
Yeah,
that's the case with any big game, really.
I think what makes the 12.4 skulls, and I think what was it before 8.4 or something like that, the old
Mhm.
version.
The real smarty in that one was to, as soon as possible, give the Wither skeletons pumpkins, and a
Yeah,
lot of
that
them pick
was-
them up,
that was
and then
game
they don't
changer.
count to the mob cap anymore, which is a really smart move.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who from Duck came up with that. I think TT mentioned in
TT
the
and
video.
Rowie, yeah.
TT and Rowie. That was props to you guys. It was super smart.
Yeah,
I thought it
but
was
it's
already
like
used
always,
on our farm,
sometimes
okay.
it's such a simple thing, you know? Like, it's really nothing involved. Like, you literally just drop him the pumpkin, man. It's like the simplest thingy everyone can do, but sometimes it takes forever to actually, like, come up with that idea, and it's insanely useful, and that is what I love about Minecraft, man.
Yeah.
You just drop him a pumpkin, man. And if that can take hundreds of hours to come up with that. Like, as simple as it sounds.
The funny thing is, in the beginning of his video, he had this showcase montage time-lapse thing, and I saw it, and it didn't even, like, it clicked, you know?
Yeah,
And
I
I didn't
think I
even
saw
have,
it.
have to watch until he explained it all.
Yeah.
I already knew. It's like, okay, he uses pumpkins to remove them from the mob cap, and that's why it's so fast.
Yeah, and then you think like, dang, that's smart. Could have
Yeah,
thought
it's
it
like,
myself.
why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
And
Just a lot of crazy, like, super genius concepts.
Also, enemy, if you're interested, I think that Chinese technical community is basically dead from what Restaurant Hungry has told us. So sad for us, we're the only one left. Well,
Really?
we also have the Spanish community, if you can say that.
Ah, but they're not really technical.
Especially
only
when
one
people we
server,
don't
maybe.
know.
JK.
No, by our definition, they are technical. They just suck compared to us.
Yep. No, well,
Do you know, maybe
Whoa.
there's some people we just haven't met yet that are just way better than us, but we never heard of them.
Probably, there is definitely someone.
they have
But-
done a lot of interesting stuff, but
There's
making a
definitely Spanish players that are better than
making a mushroom cow farm with a clock. How? Why?
Ugh.
That was so, man.
It seems like you have a strong opinion on that.
Yeah.
Too strong for the podcast.
Should we
Wait,
make a quick
cut.
segment
Quick
of
cut.
what we've been up to, and then
Now that we've basically discussed really everything we want to, we still have a lot of stuff for next upcoming episodes, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, let's just talk about some stuff we've been doing, just going down the list. So, Methods, what have you been up to recently?
Like in Minecraft,
Yeah.
a lot of secret stuff, to be honest. Like, I'm not quite sure what I could tell you. Yeah, but the typical Slimestone tech. Some more insane stuff that will be shown soon, and I guess we will be talking in a future TRQ episode about it too.
Yeah.
So stay up for that. And yeah, Quarry tech has been evolving super hardcore. Like, there's been so many advancements and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The usual stuff. Elevators, and that's
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much it.
Yeah.
I just learned iron farms recently, as I said, and yeah, they're pretty nice, I guess.
Woohoo.
I've also been doing a ton of grindy stuff on survival.
Yep.
yeah, like in survival, not that much interesting stuff. Like, I dug a little bit around our nether hub so we can see it
Hell
from the
yes.
outside a bit better.
And secret stuff too.
And some secret stuff. No, but like in general, just been like amazed what the other guys have been coming up with. Like, just blown away. Like, XCOM recently has been killing it. Every day I come on and he tells me stuff he made, and like, wow. The Quarry tech is also amazing. Some other stuff can talk about, sure. Also, I've had some tours lately and seen what the other guys are up to, of the duck survival, for example, and on Minerva.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, just catching up with the others and seeing what everyone is up to. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, as for me, I just feel kind of bad because everybody's doing all this cool game-breaking stuff, and I'm just like, I have a twice as big iron farm than last time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Just say you have some secret stuff too, man. You never have to actually reveal it. It was
I'm
all of
also-
us, man. We have nothing.
Doesn't
I'm
have
also
to
no
actually
promises.
exist.
I'm also no promises, but I'm also working on getting out a tutorial as to how to design iron farms. Not how iron farms work, but how to specifically
I would
design
like
them.
that. Make me a good explanation how to stack simple village stacking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, I would be
I
up to
appreciate that,
actually
yeah.
learning it because I'm a total iron farm noob.
Yeah,
Like, I can build a single cell. Yep.
You should
That's
link
pretty
that
much
before you release it, send it to us, and we can tell you if it works. if we learned it or not.
Yep. All right. That's basically all I've been up to. Rid, go ahead. What have you been up to?
Well, one of the cooler projects I have always wanted to do, which Enemy knows about. Is it cool, Enemy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Oh,
of
no,
course.
you have to tell us after the recording.
No,
Can't
no,
spoil
no,
it.
I sorry, I can't. It's not like game breaking, but it's one of the crazier ideas.
Yeah, I know.
And as also I have been designing a storage system, which
Oh,
I want
I've
to be
also
like
been
the
doing some of that.
standard for everyone to use.
That's also something the community really has been into, like since Shulkerbox got implemented, like storage system, binary storage, and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
Just wanted to mention it. Sorry for interrupting.
it's fine. What was
Right,
that you
okay.
were saying, Rid?
I want to make a standard for everyone to use because I've been seeing like everyone has different designs and everyone has flaws.
Yeah,
Which
you're just trying
I
to
want
make
to
it
I want to
nice,
make
simple
the
to build,
most
but
lit storage
featureful.
system. Yeah. No, it won't be. It won't have a decoder which you input 8 different bits and no, nothing like that. That's
Just
so
something
useless,
simple yet
completely
incredibly
useless.
effective.
I guess the whole decoding problem and request problem is we don't really have any good way of like making a code, or like, you don't really want to take a book and search out the code that is then like 3AB79.
I have a
Yeah.
solution.
Machine and type that in. That really is quite annoying. Like,
Yeah, so
if we
far
had a
there
better
hasn't
way
been,
of doing that, I would be up for it.
so far there hasn't been any good request interface. I think that's the main problem with the request systems.
Yep. And you're
But,
always gonna be better with like muscle remembering and everything if you know, like, hey, I know, for example, planks are next to oak and it's in the left wing or so. You're way faster remembering where stuff is.
Something I've noticed when I got the tours, and I know it before as well, but came to mind then again, which I think is
Dark
kind of
leaks-
cool
leaks a lot?
about that too. I think it's kind of cool about storage systems because it's so individual to everyone, right? Every server has different preference depending on what is important to them, like, and so on, right?
Yeah.
And that has some personality to it, and
Also kind of the heart of every technical server, like, the storage room where you get the materials and all of the stuff. Everything leads back to it, Like, before a project, where do you start? You start in your storage room. Where do you end a project? In your storage room.
Yeah, just dedicate a corner of your nether hub to storage.
Or in Spectrum's case, it's the dedicated corner in your nether hub.
yeah, it says something about you, and it's not something like there's a perfect design for it and everyone is gonna use that, but it's something that really is specific to the people who use it and so on.
I think the link to the picture that Spock was talking about should be in the description.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to see that.
Yeah, at this point, thanks again to the guys that toured me, and it really was a lot of fun getting shown around and so on, and thank you.
Yeah. Alright, so would you say that's it for this episode?
I guess.
Yep.
I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buxton! Wout?
Well,
Do the
Yes.
outro.
Alright, in
outro.
this week's vouch, year, 1.5 years vouch show, we are going to complain for a bit about the fact Niels and I got 0 invites for this recording. What happened, guys?
you said that you weren't even
You got
interested.
replaced, man. You got
I didn't say I said I
replaced.
wasn't interested in technical Minecraft. You do not record the TRQ without a vouch show. You know what went wrong in that one episode in May 2015? When I had to leave early because I had to do IFS1 rendering stuff?
That
Yes.
there is no outro?
There was no outro, and that is the worst episode of the entire show. Everyone, like, I can see Yewe already laughing out loud the second that he almost thought he went through an entire episode without obnoxious words, and then at the end, here I was just
Do
listening
not
for the
let
past
it
50
happen.
minutes.
All a big fluke. He's still here.
Niels is also
Yes.
here, by the way.
The funny
Yes,
thing is,
Niels also here.
they
Niels,
have been
what did
here,
you do
like,
this?
almost the whole time.
Yeah, Niels, you have to talk for once, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. In the
There he
meanwhile,
is.
well, I've been listening to all of this. I've been discussing with
Indeed.
WOUT about our plan to hijack to invite ourselves for the last couple
To
of
save the
minutes.
podcast.
Yeah, to save it. And yeah,
Do you mean to make the podcast great again?
Exactly.
you know what
Build
we're
a wall
talking about.
around TeamSpeak.
We've been waiting all this time for just
And
a
make
little
the
bit.
Germans pay for it.
Yeah,
Anyway.
now WOUT will make the final outro for this evening, morning.
wait.
whatever.
What have you guys been up to?
Right
Anything.
now or last
Yes, Niels, what have you been up to
1.5
in the past 15 months? Please explain extensively.
Quick.
Not
Minecraft,
as
right?
much Minecraft. Oh well, then they don't have to talk a lot. Like,
What have you accomplished?
yeah, good question.
The door in your house on conspiracy sucks.
No, like in
Oh.
general, what have you been doing? Come on.
In Minecraft, like not a lot.
Yeah, real life has been happening.
And in real life, no. Real life is not happening. Real life is just.
Also not.
fake.
Sad. That's so sad.
So I guess, well, what have you been up to then?
Well, I am going to my channel right now, so that.
Oh, boy.
But yeah,
have you been deciding IFFS to verbs or something like that?
What I need to rename? Why would I rename the verbs? It's perfect.
No.
Did you make an ifs too?
Did I make a what? An ifs too? No, I did not. I'm just checking. After the last podcast,
Herbs
I
and
made a
birds.
robot for
It wouldn't
SBRT,
even
and
be
the
that
tournament
hard. I
isn't
mean,
over.
with the,
Yeah.
if you got into the
WOUT.
quarry advancements, it would be pretty easy to make
Oh,
like
that's
a very much bigger door. Like, not a problem at all anymore.
Yes, Niels?
The SBRT whatever slime block robot tournament. What's
Yes.
happening with that? Like last summer, you were doing that, and then wait. It's a little bit longer, but it will come. And now
One episode.
beginning of
One
last summer?
battle happened this summer, 2017.
This
We're
summer.
making progress.
Going at that speed in about 5 years, there's gonna be a release of the
Is
that-
finals.
I can also tell you the SBRT Discord is very active. There's like 3 people who I don't know, and I don't know how they got in, are constantly posting memes.
Nice.
Yes,
Sounds
nice.
like enemy could go there. He needs an invite.
Yes, that's about how relevant it is now. I also made a video about Quarry before Cycraft took over that entire subject, like September 2016. I did Mirror's Edge speedrunning. I actually got a
Yes.
decent time. Then there was a Magical Tale of Christmas and Crash-based reliable general item duplication. Sorry,
We have to talk about that one off camera.
Oh, and also the message from Maki.
Yes, the totally not April Fool's joke. Important message in the name of Maki. Also
WOUT, I
known
know
as
another thing, a very important thing you did.
please support the
solved the
Maki Wish Foundation.
That also, but you also solved the optimal spamming problem.
Yes, I also solved the optimal spamming problem now in the show notes, which someone else will have to do, maybe.
Yeah, we will not tell the solution because, that is not
Spoilers.
beneficial to us.
Yeah.
Dutch bags.
It would tell bad people the wrong stuff. So.
Alright,
But it's
well,
Oh,
interesting
by the
problem.
way, WOUT, did anyone
Yes.
solve the puzzle about the Dutch book?
No,
Yeah.
and it's not a quote from our neighbor, just to reaffirm before enemy asks again.
well, I think we should wrap this
But no
episode up.
Spock, there I still have to give people like a teaser so that they stay engaged for the next podcast and maybe also my channel.
Oh, boy.
Yes, oh
Shameless
boy.
self-plug.
You know when last Christmas I made a video titled A Magical Tale of Christmas and Crash Bait General Reliable General Item Duplication because that's a very nice title. Well, I still haven't made an explanation, but I have plans.
Ooh.
So here on TRQ Season 2 Episode 1, I am formally making the announcement.
WOUT, they call it 64.
No, it's fine.
No, you guys hijacked it. It's another season. It's not. If you don't start with me, it's not the same season anymore. Anyway,
That has to change
But
immediately.
if we end it with WOUT, then
Then it's okay.
guys, don't make me laugh. I have to
Make
keep up
your
my arrogant
announcement, come
persona.
on.
Okay, the announcement that there's a minor commitment and not a promise whatsoever. This Christmas, there will be an explanation for video.
It's
And-
a minor commitment.
So you still
I
have
don't
like
know what's
1.5 months to
That
figure
sounded
out
like
what
a
how I
politician
did that.
wanting to get elected, man.
I
At least-
promise a minor commitment.
Yeah, that's what you expect. I'm busy. I have college. I'm doing other stuff too.
Minor
IRL.
commitment to improving the situation.
Yes, I implemented Ruinquota V4 for general rigid body mechanics yesterday. Actually, also reasoned about the equations for local angular velocity instead of global ones, which are the ugly equations you find online, even though they're hard to calculate because all the forces are like local.
Stop.
sounds like fun.
Yes, it sounds like a lot of fun. It was.
Arbitrary
But
noise.
no, Spock,
Yeah,
I
we need
really
to
wrap it up.
stop,
So
guys.
we just need to get this out of the way. 1.5 months, guys. You have it left. Go to the video, figure out what I did. The mechanics are out there by now. Other people screwed it up as far as I'm concerned. No, just kidding. So yeah, you have that much time.
All right.
Good luck.
Well, wait, no, Niels, you say it.
Oh, I said it when we came here. That this
Oh.
is the outro.
Oh, okay.
You know how the
Oh.
outro goes. I know it has been 1.5 years. but
Most outro in history.
I say outro, do outro, then bye, and then everyone says bye, and then it's end, and then you hear the
Yeah.
trumpet, and then it's over.
Wout has to say bye. He still didn't do that.
Bye.
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 Bye.